Hello everyone, it's Silver Kyle here, and I am finally doing my top 10 movies from 2013. I know I'm like 3 months late to the party, but I was doing the catch-up thing where I was trying to watch as many well-received movies from 2013, and it was working for a while, but it's kind of slowed down now, and I think if I postponed this any longer, it would come out in 2015. So let's start it off with number 10, Two Guns, starring Mark Wahlberg and Denzel Washington. I know, what the heck is this doing in the top 10? I didn't expect I would enjoy this movie this much. I almost started this channel with a review for that movie because I enjoyed it so much, but there wasn't really anything coming out until Prisoners, so I kind of held it off. And I just loved like the action with comedy. I totally dug the humor in this movie. I don't think everybody did, because when I went to go see it with my brother, he and I were laughing at almost every scene. There's a scene where they throw this guy into the back of the truck and he's like, "Payback's a bitch. Payback's a bitch." And it was hilarious to us. I loved the tone that he used. He said it twice. It was just, I loved it. So it deserves the top 10. And there was also actually a few plot twists, which I didn't expect, so I was, intrigued with where the story was going. Number 9 would be American Hustle, starring Christian Bale, Jennifer Lawrence, Amy Adams, Bradley Cooper, just a slew of amazing actors and talent here. One of the best scripts from last year, and Christian Bale and Jennifer Lawrence, they stole the show. Every time that Jennifer Lawrence, she's not in the movie a lot, but every time that she showed up, she stole the show. Christian Bale completely changed his look, and he was really believable, and the way that everything comes out in the end, really enjoyable. Number 8 is Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. Another movie that I don't think I expected to like as much as I did. It does kind of slow down near the end of the movie, and you're like, they're just kind of shoehorning in some jokes here, but the first 2/3 are amazing. I had so much fun with the kind of humor that they were using, because they would use different kinds of jokes, like hitting different kinds of humor. They would have like, something original, like, or that I've never seen before. It might have happened before, but this is the first time I've ever seen it, where Ron Burgundy sounds as if he's lying, but he's telling the truth, and he's just using the tone that he's lying. He's like, "I don't know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah." But it was true that what he was saying, and it was just like, oh, and then they go from a joke about bats, and there's just, I loved every aspect of the first 2/3 of this movie, so it deserves the number 8 spot. Number 7 is Iron Man 3. Now, I think this is my favorite Marvel movie, except for the Avengers. Avengers is the top one, obviously, but this was the best one. It beats Iron Man 1 in my opinion. Tony Stark has to deal with, the post-Avengers, so he had to deal with, almost dying, having a nuke strapped to his back, and, it's just, he has a lot of stress. Anytime he thinks about it, he kind of freaks out, and it just adds a little bit more of a human touch to him, but also a little bit of comedy every once in a while, because he's freaking out, and like, there's a kid that's like, "I probably shouldn't be talking about this, should I? I shouldn't mention the Avengers at all, or New York," and he just keeps going on with it, and I actually enjoyed the kid, and that's a rare thing, because I usually hate kids in movies. They're not good. This kid I actually enjoyed. He added some nice comedy elements. Number 6 is The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug. Now, I will say that I think I enjoyed the first one a little bit more, because it felt like everything was resolved. The music in the first movie was just amazing as well, and they didn't have the same theme that they continuously played in the first one, and I think that would have just... Music, to me, adds to a movie. There's certain parts where if you add it, it's just, I like that music. It makes it seem that much more enjoyable to watch and enjoy and appreciate. And they didn't have the same thing that they used. Anyway, I will say that I very much enjoyed, meeting the bear character from the beginning. The spider, I don't necessarily like spiders, but it was interesting to see what was going on, and it developed Bilbo's character and the ring a little bit more. That's one negative though, is there's not enough Bilbo in this. I felt like the first one there was so much of him, and I was that much attached to him, and in this one they didn't show him as much, and they kind of focused on other characters, which is okay, but Bilbo's definitely the most interesting character, other than maybe like Gandalf and Thorin? The main dwarf? I can't remember his name. Although I will say that, once again, Legolas, amazing. He didn't need to be in this movie, but what he did in this movie was awesome. I very much enjoyed seeing a familiar face on The Lord of the Rings. Number 5 is, I'm forgetting here, Lone Survivor. Another excellent Mark Wahlberg movie. Having 4 guys going out that are the best of the best. They are marksmen. They can take on an army, and they do. They end up... they're in enemy territory, they get, found out, and they have to try to survive. It's intense, it feels real, and it's just damn good. They take shots, they keep going, they keep fighting. It's brutal to watch them fall down over and over and keep getting back up, and it just, I loved it. I loved this movie. Number 4, Gravity. Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. That was, George Clooney's character was such a awesome supporting role, and Sandra Bullock did a great job as well. But I just really enjoyed George Clooney. You know, he's flying around and he's kind of like humorous, but he's also serious at the same time, because it's very, you know, another movie that had amazing music. Anytime that there's something bad that would happen, they would play this music even before the threat came about, and you just knew it was coming, and it would just really put me into the mood. I loved it. It's not for everyone, but I think that everybody needs to check this out at least once to see what everybody's talking about for Gravity. Number 3, Prisoners. Basically the review that started this channel. I did my Blu-ray collection and I did this review because Prisoners is just such... It's my kind of movie. You know, you don't really know what's going on, kind of like in the detective mode. The tone also so serious and dark. A father loses 2 kids and he just goes crazy, you know. His kid and his friend's kid, they just get kidnapped, and you have to figure out what the heck is going on. Another movie that had a lot of interesting plot twists later on, and how everything came together was done perfectly in my opinion. So definitely need to check that out if you haven't yet. Number 2 is Star Trek Into Darkness. I will say, once again, another sequel that I enjoyed the first one more, but this one with Benedict Cumberbatch, I believe is his name, the guy that plays the main antagonist, kind of, because I mean there's another antagonist as well in this movie, was awesome. Also, the giant ship that shows up felt as if when they showed that, you know, the Enterprise is flying down and the giant ship is following behind it, it felt like it was like you were being chased by Jaws. It's just, they did it so well. They actually made it feel as if it was this giant ship and you are going to be threatened. It was just, I don't know. I really enjoyed that. I love the cast of Star Trek. I think that they really work well together in the second one with Kirk and Spock. They're just like, they're made for each other. Also Doc and Scotty, everybody works together so well. So it just, I very much enjoyed this movie, and it made it from number 2. My number 1 movie for 2013 is Captain Phillips. Tom Hanks, god damn it, you're such a good actor. I think he deserved Best Actor, at least a nomination at the Oscars. I haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club, so I can't specifically compare him to Matthew McConaughey, so that's why I'm not super upset, but I think he deserved the nomination because he's good throughout the movie. He's completely different from any other character that I've seen him play. He had an accent that I thought worked really well, and the ending scene, what he does at the end, I know that it's only like for a few minutes, but it's so well done, and everything else before that is good too, but it's the ending that just really got to me. And summed up the movie perfectly, and what he had to go through. And the movie is intense. You really are at the edge of your seat, and you're really rooting for these characters, and you don't know what's going to happen next. They did such a good job also with the Navy and how empowering they are once that they show up. And you know, the pirates who had all the power at the beginning, but now they don't. And you know, because the Navy, when they show up, it's just so well done and executed that I loved everything about this movie. And that is my number 1 movie for 2013. One of my favorite movies of all time, actually. I just thoroughly enjoyed Captain Phillips. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. So thank you all for watching. Let me know what your favorite movies are for 2013. If you think I've missed anything, let me know. A few other movies that I very much enjoyed, but they didn't make it, was Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix, 12 Years a Slave. What else? There's so many good movies. Elysium was pretty darn good. Don John, I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm forgetting some here, but there was quite a few other movies that just didn't make the cut. But let me know if I missed something really big that you think I really need to check out. And I'll let you know if I have seen it, and if not, I will check it out. So thank you all for watching. You've been Bearded In. Beardage!